Well, joining me now, townhall.com political editor Guy Benson, president of Maslansky and Partners, Lee Carter. Good to have you both with us.
Great to be here.
What we're watching with these recounts is now, it's as if this federal judge, at least in Michigan, came to his senses because he's the one who permitted it to begin with. But now, after listening to the state attorney general and the board of canvassers, he's decided that maybe this is a stupid thing to do. To follow a recount requested by Jill Stein, who couldn't win no matter what it was.
It's a joke, frankly. I mean, this all seemed like a delay of game strategy, giving hope for people that really shouldn't be having hope and coming to terms with what has happened. Hillary Clinton lost the election in the Electoral College. That's what determines the President of the United States. We've never seen a recount result in anything more than a few hundred votes being picked up. And this is a complete waste of taxpayer money. And
time, and your thoughts, Guy?
It's Christmas time, Lou, and there are people hungry in this country. There are people who need clothes in this country. There are homeless people in this country. Think about the millions of dollars that Jill Stein bilked out of gullible liberals to pursue this totally quixotic nonsense recount garbage, frankly, when that money could have been put to so much better use for so many people. Look, I'm all for getting the count right, and if there was any chance that the election outcome would be changed and it was really razor thin, then fine. But as you just saw in Wisconsin,
then you'd have an automatic recount.
Yeah, 82 votes switched, and 70% of the votes counted in Wisconsin, where the margin was 22K. It's a joke. She's right.
Yeah, and the joke goes on, and the joke, of course, is that Jill Stein is playing to her audience, which is the aggrieved, bitter, people suffocating on their bile at the very thought that Hillary Clinton, as Time magazine called the American Moses, went down to a bitter defeat. It's pathetic. I want to turn to Donald Trump, who after 3 days was accused by the New York Times of having a transition team that was halting and unfocused. And here they are putting together what time after time, expert after expert says is the best, the strongest cabinet that they've seen assembled. Lee, what do you think?
I think it's fantastic that he has such a, he really does actually have a diverse group of people. A lot of people are criticizing too many military or too much of this, too much of that. The bottom line, he's got appropriate people for the jobs. He's putting people into the positions that can activate the plans, the policies that he promised that he would deliver on. And I think he's doing a fantastic job. And he's also demonstrating that nobody was in his pocket beforehand, that he's really vetting out a whole bunch of different folks. And I think people are really enthused and encouraged by each of the decisions that he's been making. And I think that it continues to unfold. Looking today at the Department of Labor, I think it's fantastic that we have somebody with such business experience.
Andy Puzder, the head of CKE Hardee's and Carl's Jr.
Yeah, I think he's just, it's a fantastic choice because he's very intimately familiar with business, but also with the struggles that most working Americans are having. So I think it's an excellent choice, and we're continuing to see more and more.
And Guy, this is also, in the case of Scott Pruitt, somebody who sued several times the EPA, and we're hearing already the left start to wag their tongues about, well, my gosh, you know, he will undo all of our work. Yes, precisely. That's what he's there to do.
Yeah, Trump campaigned on it, and when President Obama was going through with executive order after executive order, bypassing Congress to do things that the American people didn't want, Republicans and conservatives and constitutionalists warned, Mr. President, you're setting a precedent by using a lot more executive orders on very big things, and the left might love what you're doing right now, but if a Republican gets in office and will have that power to undo and maybe do other things that they hate, all of a sudden they might get more circumspect about, you know, executive power, and here we are.
Yeah, and it's time to make government both efficient and productive, to make it also, you know, rational. Yeah. First and foremost. Guy, and Lee, we've got just about a minute here. I want to get to the issue of we heard Randy Evans and Ed Rollins say that they didn't think it would be a very good idea to turn over the Secretary of State to Mitt Romney. Your thoughts, Guy, and then Lee, yours. Guy?
I think Mitt Romney is a patriot and a statesman, very smart, who is right about almost everything in his criticisms of President Obama's foreign policy. Obviously, Mr. Trump and Governor Romney have had a meeting of the minds to the point that they're sort of burying the hatchet a little bit. And if Trump decides to go that direction, I hope that the peanut gallery criticizing Romney accepts the choice, and we'll see what Trump does. We'll know next week.
Now, you mustn't call all the people who disagree with you, Guy, a peanut gallery. They are, after all, the base. And they are somewhat numerous.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you are hearing sort of the professional class saying Romney, Romney, Romney. It'd be a slap in the face. This is Trump's decision. He won.
Lee?
I think that I understand why it would be a difficult decision for so many folks, especially the loyal Trump supporters who really don't like the establishment and really don't like Mitt Romney.
You mean the people that elected
Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I can understand why those folks would be really disappointed in this choice. At the same time, I think that Donald Trump is really demonstrating that he's doing thorough vetting, and I think he'd want to make sure that they're on the same page, and this is the right thing to do for the country. So were this his decision, I would support it.
All right. 2-2. We'll see how this works over the course of the next day or two, or several. Guy, Benson, Lee Carter, thank you both for being here. Appreciate it.
Great to be